So you've been to work all day and then you get home, you're exhausted, and you're looking at your personal laptop thinking, where on earth am I meant to find the time to build my business? If you are a busy professional who would love to start your own business so that you can leave your corporate job, stay tuned. Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm a corporate career coach, speaker and consultant, and I help overwhelmed professionals to transition out of their 9 to 5 and into successful businesses of their own. So I know how difficult it is because I worked a very demanding job when I was in corporate, and I would get in for 9 o'clock. You work through, sometimes working through lunch, stay later than you're supposed to, and then get home. You've got to do dinner, you've got to do homework with the kids, you've got to spend some time with them. That's not just, do this, eat this, go to bed. And in the back of your mind, through all of this, you know that you're meant to be building your business, and it just never feels as if there's enough time. And the truth is, when you're in corporate spaces, you are kept busy. Even if you're not thinking about starting your own business, you're even too busy to look for another job. I can't tell you how many times, and you can probably attest to this, that you're not feeling fulfilled in your current role. There are other jobs being advertised, but you don't even have the mental space, the bandwidth to apply and prepare for interviews, to even progress within your industry. That's how busy corporate can have you. So imagine now you've got the crazy idea to leave corporate and go out and do your own thing. You're kept so busy that by the time you get home and with all your other responsibilities, you don't always feel as if you have the time to do it. By no means easy, but it is absolutely doable that you can build your business in small pockets of time. And if you really want to get out, it is about staying focused. It's about being intentional with your time and not thinking that, oh, I need an entire day over here, or I need a whole stretch of hours. It's literally about doing small things on a consistent basis that will compound so that you can see benefits in your new business. So step one is knowing exactly what you're building. What you don't want to do is spend time doing a bit here, a bit there, and seeing what sticks. And if you're not sure what you're building, the first thing is really to take some time and figure out what business, what service, what product, what is it that you really want to do? What fires you up? What's your passion? What is it that you're thinking about leaving corporate to do? And get really clear on that so that when you are spending time on it, you know exactly what it is you're doing. This isn't always an easy step because many of us are multi-passionate and multi-talented, and that's normal. We didn't just come on this earth to be one thing and to do one thing. But even if you have 100 ideas going through your head, you have to hone down on which one are you going to do first. You can explore the others after, but for this point in time, to help with your transition, you have to focus on one. So choose one, validate it, and commit. Step two is breaking it down. And if you want to look at the pros and cons of starting a business whilst you're working full time, have a look at my video over here. Because it isn't easy, you already know, to grow and develop a business whilst you are working full time. Time is really of the essence. But if that's where you are, you really just have to make it work. So you need to make those small pockets of time work. Whether it's half an hour, whether it's even 10 minutes, it might be that you can take an hour or take a half an hour and write all of your newsletters for the month. The next day you can take half an hour to record a video. The next day you edit said video and chop it up into short form. The most important thing when you are working on your business is about consistency. It's about continual forward motion. What happens a lot of the times is you feel demotivated because you don't have a lot of time, and then you waste time because you're feeling demotivated, and then you don't do anything. So have a checklist throughout the week of all of the different small tasks that you need to do, and that will keep up your momentum. And if you're still not clear on what business you want to do, have a look at my video entitled How to Start Your Business from Zero. This is what to do when you have no clue. The third step is about creating systems and not just tasks. I know I spoke about your to-do list, but your to-do list comes from your systems. There is a saying that goes something along the lines of, we do not rise to the level of our goals, but we rise to the level of our systems. It's something along the line of that. And it's to say that you can have goals, but you don't automatically just start doing the thing that will get you to that goal. You actually have to put a system in place, because when motivation runs out, it's your system that will keep you going. So think about how you work in your full-time job and somebody's coming in new and you're expected to train them or show them something, you're not always showing them tasks, you're showing them systems. This starts over here, you do this, and then you end up with this, and this is the reason why you have it. A lot of the times as well, depending on where you work, you may have templates. You're not always starting from scratch all the time. So think about it. If you have to email a collaborator or you have to send a pitch, you don't always want to start from zero. You want to be able to have a template from which you can work towards. This is about working smart and not just working hard, because you're already doing that in corporate. And I can guarantee you that you found ways to streamline your job. So you have to approach your business with that same mindset. This is about being intentional in everything that you do. So for example, if you're going to create a post, you have to think about your content system and your content strategy, so that you're not just doing a random post, but it has to be in line with your values. Many of the big businesses that we look at today were born on kitchen tables. They were born in small scraps of time. And so straight off the back, if you know that this is your journey and you want to be able to transition from corporate, you have to start thinking as a business owner from day one. How do you grow your business when you don't have enough resources, including time? It's about making time when the conditions may not be favorable. It's about making time sometimes when you're tired. However, that does not mean that you start going down a whole other path of burnout. It's about finding the time when we may not feel like it. It's about finding the time when we can't see growth, but we know that we have to push through it, because our consistency will show up in the long run. The conditions will never be perfect if you're working in a corporate job and trying to start a business, but that's real life, and we'll have to learn how to grow that business during our lunch breaks, when everyone else is asleep, and in the small spaces of time that we allocate to it. We do know that having a 9-to-5, managing your family and starting a business can be is full on. And if you want to find out how to avoid burnout whilst doing that, have a look at this video. Step 4 is really important, and one of those things that you really need to do early on, and that is to get support. You aren't always going to have the support of family and friends, because they don't always understand what you're doing. They may not always agree with what you're doing, and they just want you to stay in your conventional space where you are. They don't want change. There could be a multitude of reasons, but you need somebody that you can bounce ideas off. You may need a group that you can attend where you can listen to other like-minded people who are going through the same with you. Find yourself an accountability partner, find yourself an accountability group. Get yourself a coach. Without a coach, I probably would have transitioned at some point, but I wouldn't have done it as soon as I did, and I wouldn't have done it with as much clarity and a clear plan as I had. There are days when you are going to want to quit. There are days when you are going to question why you're doing this and why you're putting yourself through this. And there are days when other people will question why you're doing it, and that will place doubt on your actions. This is where having a coach comes in. They are there without judgment because they've been through it. They can hold you accountable, they can help you with decisions, they can help you stay consistent when it sometimes feels so far away. And one of the things that I really do enjoy with my clients is helping them stay focused on the vision, on the days when it feels difficult, on the days when they're not having support from family and friends, on the days when they're feeling too tired, on the days where they might be feeling lost, on the days when they want to quit because it feels difficult. Because those are the days when you really have to push through, and if you don't have that real authentic support, it feels 10 times harder, and it's easy for you to give up the vision and stay in spaces that you know you need to get out of. You do need someone in your corner, because it is not easy doing this alone. So if you're waiting for the right time to start, it's never going to come. And even when you do put your systems in place, it's never going to be absolutely perfect. You are still going to have to tweak that thing, but you have to get started. We can have the best plans in the world, you can have your schedule up on the wall. Action is where it counts. And don't look at the people who may have support from their family, who may be able to afford cleaners, who you think have no burdens and no constraints, and look, they can do it and I just don't have the time. Don't look at that, because we are all carrying our own burdens, and what you're not seeing may be the things that are holding them back from doing certain things. And I tell you, if you ever wanted to trade burdens, you'd probably wish for yours back. So start where you are with what you have. Even within those small windows of time, you can build something real, you can build something substantial, you can find your freedom as well. So I'd love to hear from you. What do you find is the most challenging when it comes to your transition from corporate into starting your own business? And if yours is time, which of the previous steps do you find will have the most impact in helping you move forward? Until the next video, bye.